everybody, welcome to today's Q&A session. So today I'll be answering 4 questions. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section down below. I do read every single comment, and at one point I will respond back to every single question in a video format such as this, or I'll type it up and send it to you. So the first question comes from CJ, who asks, E1, is your food free, and do you live in a barracks? So I did start out as an E1, now I'm an E4. Is your food free? Yes and no. When I first got to my ship was not habitable, right? USS Abraham Lincoln, an aircraft carrier, right? So my ship was under construction, so I was given a barracks. For those of you who don't know what a barracks is, it's a big room where there's multiple beds, and you share the room with other people, the kitchen with other people, and the bathroom with other people, and you have to keep it clean. So because my ship was not habitable, right, and the galley within the ship, the facility where they provide you with food, was not operational, they gave me money, right, in form of BAS, basic allowance for subsistence or something like that, and I was able to keep all of it, right? But later on, my ship became operational and the galley became operational, and I was moved to the ship, and they give me BAS. Now they take majority of it, 90% of it, out. I don't know exactly why they let me keep the other like 10%, roughly about 10% of it, but they take majority of it out. Now let's say I choose to live in a barracks. I apply and I choose to live outside of the ship, right? The Navy still provided you with a place to eat, right? But you choose to live outside. Now you are not able to keep your BAS, right? You have to fend for yourself now because you chose to not eat in the place where the Navy provided you to eat. So yeah, I currently live on the ship. Next question coming from __ who asks, how often are your first command's barracks filled? If so, how long would you have to stay on the ship for? So ideally, let's say you go to a ship, fully operational, you're going to live within the ship, right? Now you can apply. Now I'm sure the process is relatively similar, right? So what I would have to do is I have to go to my chain of command and go find my financial counselor, right? And they're gonna give me a counseling on my finances. Hey, do you have enough money? Do you have enough gas? What's your electric bill? What's your, how much money do you spend every single month? They're gonna basically try to make sure that I'm able to live outside of the ship and be financially, sound. The requirements, right? The barracks facility wants you to have, right? And then you do it, you fill out all the necessary paperwork, you turn it over to the housing facility. So it all depends on the timing, right? When you get there, right? If a ship is going on deployment, right, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of availability for barracks. But let's say there's 4 aircraft carriers within the same area. Now I'm sure the availability for the barracks is not going to be that high. I've seen some people get barracks room within the day, right? I've seen some people get it within a couple weeks. Now, if you want something better than barracks, you can apply for what's called a PPV, personal, I don't know exactly what it stands for, but you get your own room, right? And you share the kitchen, and you have your own bathroom, right? Which is kind of cool. So everything is a privilege. Third question comes from Grace, who asks, are you allowed to use your phone during school? She means A school. I know you can't during boot camp, but what about the school part? So during A school, yes, you are absolutely allowed to use your cell phone. Now, obviously, you can't be disrespectful and use it during class. That itself is a big no-no. But outside of class, on your own free time, leisure time, yeah, by all means, use your phone, call home, and all that kind of stuff. Now, one tip that I do recommend, if you haven't seen my previous videos before, when you go to boot camp, right, and you graduate boot camp, and if your parents are there, right, make sure they bring all your personal belongings along with your cell phone with them, okay? And when you are shipping out to A school, right, meet at the airport and get everything you need, okay? Just because you graduated boot camp, right, you're going to be going back to your compartment where everybody stays, your whole division stays. You cannot have your personal stuff there. You cannot have your cell phone there. Have I seen somebody have their cell phone during boot camp? Yes. Was that a big no-no? Yes. But do not want to do that. If you get caught, all sorts of trouble is awaiting. Okay, so from boot camp, right, when you are shipping out to A school, meet with your parents at the airport, get everything, go to your A school. Now you have everything, right? You have your cell phone and you can use it be happy. Now the last thing comes from Alfred. Now Alfred is giving his opinion. Like I said before, guys, when we are having a conversation, when someone's giving their opinion, right, I'm going to give my opinion, and everybody can pitch in the comment section down below. But there is no right or wrong. Okay, there's no one way to live life, right? There's multiple ways to live life. I personally believe to better ourselves, to better our understanding of the world, it's very important that we share different views and opinions and talk about it without being, hostile and saying, no, you're wrong, this is the only way to do it. It's perfectly fine to have a perfectly normal conversation and just keep it open and just share it with everybody. So Alfred says, in my opinion, starting a job in the military with the mindset that you're going to leave after X years would give you a bad reputation on your profile. And it might not be wise bringing that mindset during your interview with the military staff. Edit. I think what they're looking for is leadership attributes. Alfred, if I am understanding what you are saying, so one of the things that I always say is, hey, I'm just going to get out after my seat time, or after I'm going to get out after X amount of years, right? But what Alfred is saying, hey, don't do that because it makes you look bad. It's just like a normal job. Like, let's say a long time ago, I applied for Target, a night shift. Went over there, and the guy, I forgot what the manager was, he was interviewing me. And he's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I was like, oh, I'm just planning to do this for a year, and I'm not going to be here. And of course, he didn't hire me, right? So that's basically what Alfred is saying. Like, well, you want to make sure you look good, and you want to make seem like you're going to stay a long time, because overall for your resume, it's good to see consistency, that you're dedicated and committed towards the organization. I understand that. But at the same time, I disagree. I'm sure you're going to understand where I'm coming from here too. At the end of the day, I don't know exactly what the numbers are. I'm just kind of giving you an example, kind of, just making it up. The Navy understands it's all about numbers and statistics. Right? Let's say in the year 2018, 100,000 people joined the military, joined the Navy. Right? They understand not all 100,000 people are going to re-enlist. Maybe they can get half the people, 50,000 people to re-enlist second time, and maybe 30,000 to re-enlist the third time, and then 10,000 to re-enlist the fourth time, and then 5,000 to do 20 years. Right? They understand. Okay, it's all about numbers. Now, is it bad to say that to a recruiter? No, the recruiter, in my opinion, from my experience, and I talked to a lot of recruiters before, they don't care. All they care about is recruiting you into a specific rate, if they can, to nuke or whatever the needs of the Navy are. Recruit you into that specific rate and send you off. Whatever happens after, they don't care. All they care about is numbers. They have to do their job. Okay. Now I'm sure some recruits, they care, they keep in contact with you, they build relationships, and 20 years down the road, there's always stories where, oh yeah, my recruiter helped me out, and they fought for me, I was in a terrible place, and now 20 years later I'm a master chief, and my recruiter, I still talk to him. There are stories like that, and I'm not saying all the recruiters out there are heartless people. There are some people, all they care about is doing the work, going home. But there are some people that actually care, genuinely care about you and your career in the Navy. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, it's all about numbers. It's perfectly fine to go to your recruiter and say, oh, I'm just going to do this for about 10 years and I'm done. Right? It's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, the Navy still needs you for that 4 or 5 years. Right? The Navy needs your specialty. The Navy needs my specialty for 4 or 5 years, or 6 years or 8 years, depending on how long I want to stay. Right? I fully believe in the officers, right? The officers, they have this motto thing called leave it better than you found it. I personally fully do believe that. I've been in the military for 3 years and 3 months, and with right about 3 years on this ship. And when I first got to this ship, it was a big hunk of mess. Like I said before, my ship was under construction, right? And within those 3 years, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this ship, and I am very proud of what I have accomplished for the ship, for the country, for the Navy, and I'm very proud of it, right? I left it, I'm going to leave it better than I found it. And I do very much believe, right, in the Navy, there's people who give 10% effort, there's always people who give 50% effort, there's people who give 100% effort, right? Whatever the case may be, right, you can't expect everybody to give 100% every single day. You cannot expect everybody to perform at a high standard every single day, right? Extraordinary leaders may be able to, but that's just unrealistic numbers. Okay. right? At the end of the day, as long as within your time you make the most out of it, right? That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how many years you stay, in my opinion. It doesn't matter how many years you stay. But I understand where Alfred is coming from, right? Basically, if I am understanding it correctly, on a resume, you don't want to have like 10 different jobs within the last 2 years, right? For some people, that could raise a red flag, okay? Saying like, oh, I understand it, right? In the future, I want to own my own business, right? I don't want to train somebody that's going to leave within the next couple of years, a couple months, right? Why would I do that? I understand where Alfred is coming from. Right, but at the same time, in the military, it's a little bit different because you're bound by a contract for 5 years, so you kind of can't really go anywhere. So they're gonna get the most, squeeze you the crap out of you, get all the juice they possibly can to build something grand and something awesome. So at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters on the grand scheme of things. It's just all about you internally. Are you happy with what you put in within the time? And then if you're happy and you want to move on, you just move on. So I hope today was a good day. Thank you for watching. Like I said, if you have questions / comment section down below. I hope you have a great Navy day.